Ray Graylick of Graylick Insurance, Kevin Barry from the Barry Law Group, Tim Yanahan of Caliber Home Loans. This is the Chicago Real Estate Beat on 1340 WJOL.
Hold on.
Hey everybody, welcome to Chicago Real Estate Beat, brought to you by the accounting firm of DeAndre and Associates. This segment is brought to you by our good friends over at Chicago Title, along with Timmy Yanahan from Caliber Home Loans.
Hey everyone, welcome aboard.
Ray Graylick from the Graylick Agency.
Welcome, Will County.
I'm Ken Hobelt with Hobelt Real Estate, and we are so glad to be here at WJOL. We had the opportunity to sit in on Tim Kerfin's show a couple times, and the response that we had was absolutely tremendous. So when we ended our contract up in Chicago, we were happy to come out here. Timmy, why don't you tell us a little bit what's going on with Caliber Home Loans and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
First off, folks, welcome aboard to the Chicago Real Estate Beat. I'm Timmy Yanahan, your mortgage man with Caliber Home Loans. I've been in the business almost 30 years. We're a full-service lender, and I'm happy to be part of the Chicago Real Estate Beat show and our network, for that matter. What's going on with Chicago's real estate right now? Kenny and Ray, we're looking at volume is up. Applications this week were just out the roof. 4 contracts over the weekend, which were nice, totaling about $1.4 million with 3 of our veterans and 2 FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, that we try to help out with our first responders. Caliber's a full-service mortgage company, and we're doing our digital mortgage. Allows us to streamline our process with verifying assets and income. Cuts down on the paperwork for our customers, making it more of a seamless process. We also are one of the first in the marketplace to do digital closings. That allows us to close our loans, pre-sign some of the documentation the customer needs to sign, getting us
compared to what, Tim? Compared to what?
So on a normal transaction, you hope to be out of a closing in an hour. But in our situation with the new digital, as of June 1st, we're able to close a loan in 15, 20 minutes. Our funds are usually sent the day before, and the package is usually.
We just had this happen yesterday at our closing event. It was absolutely terrific.
Right. It works out real well for the customer.
Me too. Ray, what do you got going on?
Well, first of all, I'd too like to welcome Will County to our Chicago Real Estate Beat radio show. It's our great pleasure to be able to bring this show to Will County. It's great to be able to call WJOL our new home for our radio show. I'd like to thank our show sponsor, Chris DeAndre from the accounting firm of DeAndre and Associates, for being our sponsor. And I am Ray Graylick. I am the agency principal and owner of the Graylick Insurance Agency. We are a full-service insurance operation and independent agency representing several companies and specializing in auto, homeowners, life, commercial, and workers' compensation insurance. Our cornerstone of our agency is our ability to provide insurance choices to consumers. We can tailor-make insurance policies just for you. No cookie-cutter approaches at the Graylick Agency. We feel that with that ability, we can work within your budget, find you the greatest products, the greatest prices, and of course, we're real happy to be here on WJOL.
Yeah, we got to tell you, Ray, we talk about our closing that Timmy and I had yesterday. You were also involved with the insurance, too. And the buyer came to us with their initial insurance policy, and Tim and I both took a look at it and said that we thought that was a little bit high. That we asked her to give you a call and, talk about what you and your staff was able to do.
Well, we got the call, and it was we were grateful. Thank you. We put our team to work to quote several different insurance companies. And again, we sit down with the client and we try to find out what their needs are. There is no cookie-cutter approach when it comes to insurance. And a lot of companies will sell insurance products based upon one notion, one set of coverages. And obviously, if you went into a barber for a haircut and he cuts everybody's hair parted on the side and you don't look good that way,
Why do you bring that up when the bald guy was sitting over here? I want to know that, huh?
Well, I was going to throw one at you, Kenny. But anyway, we got together. We looked at needs. We did an analysis, a cost estimator in the property. We were able to price with our insurance companies, and we saved a lot of money for this client.
And you also got her more coverage, correct?
Absolutely. And we also, because of multi-policy discounts, we were able to pick up the homeowners in an umbrella policy as well.
Yeah, and as a customer, Ray, they were really happy, and they came back to us and let us know, hey, thanks for the referral to Ray Graylick Insurance.
Well, guys, that's what this is all about. We're also very happy to be able to, in addition to bring the show to WJOL, Will County, talk about some real interesting things about real estate. We're going to be doing the gambit from A to Z. So we're not going to leave one stone unturned when it comes to the real estate process, whether it be the buying process, the insurance, the real estate closing, the insurance, mortgage
the law,
process. Everything's going to get covered here with our show. And, of course, we can introduce Will County to our network, the Chicagoland Real Estate Network, which is a network of local professionals designed for the homeowner in mind. And the website for the Chicagoland Real Estate Network is www.cren.biz. Check us out on the web. You can find a lot of great information useful to you, the homeowner.
Yeah, we do have a lot of people that have started with us, and in the past couple of weeks, we just really got the network going. For those contractors that are out there that are involved in the real estate, check out our website. Maybe you're interested in joining. We'd be happy to talk to you about that. Timmy Anahan's in charge of membership. He'd be happy to sit down with you and see if it's a good fit for both of us, too. Tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Ken Hobelt, 1988 graduate of Lewis University, so I've been out here for quite a while, doing a lot of work out here. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about our business. We have been active in real estate since 1991. For the panel that's on this show, we have over 100 years of experience on there, too. Only Ray looks like he's about 100 years old. The rest of us, we still all have faces for radio. But
we're funny, too, guys. We're funny.
but nonetheless, we'll tell you a little bit about Hobelt Real Estate. We sell commercial and residential. We are licensed in the state of Illinois as well as the state of Florida. We primarily handle one-on-one cases with everybody. We give you individual attention, but we also have the backing of the network that Ray had talked about a little bit earlier. I wanted to share with you a couple of the listings I have, both here in Joliet, in Will County, and a couple that are in Chicago as well. We have 2 apartment buildings, a 2-flat and a 4-flat, that are being sold together over at 830 and 832 Richards Street. Great investment opportunity, 6 flats, fully rented, cash positive. So if you're interested in that, give me a call. Go to cren.biz, and you'll find all my contact information there. In addition to one of the commercial listings that we have in Lamont, 103 Stephen. It's a mixed-use building with a 2,500 square foot apartment on top, and then a full restaurant on there too. So it's fully rented. So if you want to be a landlord or you're thinking about opening your own restaurant, give me a call. I'll tell you about that. And I also want to talk about 2 properties that we have listed in the city of Chicago. One's in the Garfield Ridge neighborhood at 5819 Mobile. It's a great 3-bedroom plus a loft, 1-bathroom home. Great tranquility in the backyard. Timmy and I had a chance to do a open house there the other day. A lot of response. Just had a price decrease on there down to $209,900. So if you're interested in that area of Chicago, give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out. And one last one is over in the Ashburn area, is 4053 West 82nd Street in Chicago. 3-bedroom house, 2 baths. It'd be great to come in and put your touches on it too. It's only $189,900. Great if you're thinking about rehabbing or you're thinking about looking for a nice solid home to move your family into. And all our properties, give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out. And remember, check out the website, cren.biz.
Ken, I had an opportunity to check out that Lamont property. What a beautiful location. The bar's great, restaurant's beautiful. It's a great ROI, and I think it'd be a real great investment.
Yeah, conversely, that house we did the open house for over in Garfield Ridge, really tight little house, a nice starter home for somebody or maybe somebody downsizing. It's got a great location right across the street from the park there. Amenities
Absolutely.
all around. Yeah, very, very nice little location there. If you need anything to be pre-approved, folks listening out there, I'm Timmy Anahan, your mortgage man. NML's number 250-247. I can be reached at 312-656-8482.
And all our information, again, is on that website, cren.biz, on there, too. Guys, what are you guys seeing in the marketplace?
Well, I could tell you right now, we're seeing an enormous amount of first-time home buyers coming in through our agency. And it's great to see young people being able to score a nice piece of property. A lot of refinancing going on. It tells me that people are still getting some great interest rates, taking advantage of their either equity positions or their debt positions, and also we're seeing a huge uptick in people buying new cars. Kind of indicates to me that we are in a more robust economy. People are buying boats. We've got people buying new motorcycles, ATVs, a lot of toys, stuff that we haven't seen recently. So I'm very encouraged, and it keeps us busy, that's for sure.
Absolutely. What I'm saying is, again, we're getting a lot of calls for first-time buyers. We want to make sure that they're prepared and they are actually pre-approved because, we're having multiple offers on one property, as you guys are seeing, Ken. We had several in the past several months that, we may have got bumped, and then, the customer has to go 2-3 contracts before theirs is accepted. So what my advice out there to you listeners is make sure your paperwork's in order. Make sure you're pre-approved by a reputable lender. Hopefully you're calling us. But, make sure you're all prepared for this because in this market, the prepared customer is getting the contract.
Definitely, Timmy. You saw that at the house that we had over in Downers Grove there too. With the opportunity was there were 7 contracts on it. Believe it or not, we were the only one that were pre-approved. Right. And were we the highest bid? No, absolutely not. They were solid with their down payment. Credit history was great. You had all the backup that we needed on there too. So 1 out of 7 chance we had to get that house and we got it. So Thank you for helping us out on that one.
Absolutely.
Hey, the most prepared person's going to, they're going to win. If you snooze, you lose. Basically, what we're talking about here.
Proper planning prevents poor performance, said the old corporate world on our back.
There we go. We got a number of cliches coming through, guys.
Hey, I just wanted to echo a little bit what you guys are saying on there too. You are still seeing when you decide to sell your house, no matter who you sell it with, to make sure that it's priced right. If you think because it is a seller's market, everybody's doing their homework. Nowadays, they say that upwards of 94 to 95% of the buyers begin their search online. I could tell you that Timmy, that young man that came into the open house on Saturday, knew there was 15 houses that are for sale in the neighborhood, and this kid knew the details of every one of them. So he knew from the finishes in the kitchen to what the pricing was and how long the people had lived in the house and whatnot too.
Yeah, the internet's educating everybody. These young consumers, the millennials, our daughter, my daughter that we closed on, the 25-year-olds, that whole age group. These kids are very into research and it's good, and it's a good thing for them, and it's exciting to see them do a little legwork up front and be prepared and educated in what they're doing.
Guys, when it comes to insurance, I like to at least emphasize to our listeners that it's important that you use an independent insurance agent. I think today everybody's looking for choice. I think choice as a consumer, certainly as an American, is something we couldn't live without. But yet I think and believe that when it comes to protecting one's home, their life, their business, their cars, their property, sometimes they surrender choice really without really ever realizing it because they don't use an independent insurance agent. And why I say that is because an independent insurance agent has the ability to shop several markets. Again, I said it before, I'll say it again. If I only served one flavor of ice cream and it was vanilla and you said, hey, it's really good, and then all of a sudden, the portions got smaller, the prices went up, and, you started asking me for other flavors and what can I do? And I said, really, I'm sorry, there's nothing I could do. All I have is vanilla ice cream. You might say, hey, how about some chocolate or strawberry? Sorry. Well, you're left with 2 choices. One is to either overpay for something you don't want or to find somebody else to do business with. And I think the advantage we have at the Graylick Agency is the fact that we can do that shopping for you. So that's my advice. Make sure you use an independent insurance
agent. Do you have 31 flavors or more?
He's like the rainbow cone. He's like the rainbow cone of the area.
Hey, guys, we're going to take a break right now. We want to thank the Chicago Title for sponsoring that segment. You're listening to Chicago Real Estate Beat, brought to you by the accounting firm of Andrea and Associates. You're listening to 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, and Sports. We'll be right back.
Hobolt Real Estate is your full-service real estate brokerage firm. Whether you are buying or selling residential or commercial, Hobolt Real Estate can help you obtain your goals. With over 25 years of local expertise, Hobolt Real Estate has the knowledge and expertise to deliver your desired results. Our team has been exceeding the goals of families and companies since 1991. Call today to put the Hobolt Real Estate team to work for you. Call 708-220-7613 or check out HoboltRE.com. Hobolt Real Estate will exceed your expectations. Official rules for 1340 WJOL. No purchases necessary. All contestants must be 18 years of age or older to participate, unless specified in contest rules. An individual may win an ongoing contest every 30 days per household from WJOL in Crest Hill. All state, local, and federal and other taxes or other fees for prizes awarded are the sole responsibility of the winner. Prizes valued over $500 will be issued an IRS Form 1099 to report their winnings. All prizes are awarded as is. All entrants and winners agree that the station, Alpha Media LLC, and their affiliates shall have no liability and should be held blameless for any injury, misfortune, or damage to either persons or property insured by entering, participating, participating in, winning, or losing any contest by use or non-use of any prize received. All entrants and winners agree the station may broadcast or publish their name, city of residence, photo, videotape, film, or any other likeness, including their voice, recorded or live, for any reason the station deems necessary, without compensation. The radio station reserves the right to change the rules for any contest at any time without notice, and limit the amount of times an individual may enter a contest or drawing. The radio station will not be held responsible for busy lines, bad connections, disconnections, computer malfunctions, lost, late, or misdirected email, faxes, or any other circumstances. Get a full list of contest rules at WJOL.com.
Graylick Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency representing several companies in auto, home, commercial, and workers' comp insurance. The cornerstone of our agency is our ability to tailor-make policies and provide insurance choices with top-rated insurance companies. The Graylick Insurance Agency is your one-stop resource for all of your insurance needs. We put you first and work within your budget. Contact us today at 773-284-7650. GraylickAgency.com.
The Joliet-Will County area has a long history of tornadoes. From Plainfield to Coal City to Crest Hill, we've been through it all. For over 90 years, WJOL has been the area's place to turn for coverage of severe weather. Watches, warnings, the aftermath. Stay connected with the changing weather here in the Joliet area on 1340 WJOL and on our new WJOL app, on our WJOL Facebook page, and on Twitter at WJOL.
Will County's News Talk Sports, 1340 WJOL.
Caliber Home Loans Incorporated, NMLS number 15622, is an equal housing lender and an Illinois residential mortgage licensee, number MB0004043, 1431 Opitz Place, Suite 135, Downers Grove, Illinois 60515. Not all customers will qualify. Other restrictions and limitations apply.
Welcome back, everybody. The Chicago Real Estate Beat, brought to you by the accounting firm of DeAndre and Associates. This segment is brought to you by Caliber Home Loans. On the phone, joining us, along with Timmy Yanahan from Caliber Home Loans, Ray Graylick from the Graylick Agency, and Ken Hobelt here with Hobelt Real Estate, is Chris DeAndre, who's gracefully has became our sponsor for the show now that we've came out to WJOL. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris, why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about yourself? I know you grew up in the Joliet area, and tell us a little bit about how you got to bringing your fine accounting firm to Chicago.
Yes, I did grow up in Joliet. It's a great town. It's you never sort of leave Joliet. You're always a part of Joliet.
You can take the boy out of Joliet, but you can't take Joliet out of the boy, right?
Absolutely. So after I started out, it's kind of a strange path. I went to U of I and got a degree in biology, but while I was in the course of a degree in biology, I decided I wanted to be an accountant. Went on to get a master's degree and started working in Chicago and said, hey, I like it here. I'm not, even though I'm probably going to go back to Joliet to see my family because my entire family's there. I'm going to stay in Joliet and start my own accounting practice. And that was approximately 28 years ago, and I haven't stopped since.
Time flies when we're having fun.
Absolutely.
Hey, Chris, Ray Graylick here. Hey, once again, thank you again for being a sponsor of the Chicago Real Estate Beat radio show. You know, the DeAndre and Associates is a business, financial, and tax advisory firm specializing in small business matters such as accounting, tax controversies, and all related compliance issues. Chris, you know, you and I have been doing business together for over 2 decades, and I'm grateful for the work that you do for the Graylick Insurance Agency. I know that, sometimes dealing with Ray Graylick might not be fun, but you know what? I do respect the work that you do.
We know your pain, Chris.
We have a good time.
There we do. We sure do. Hey, Chris, there's been a lot of recent talks now that there's a new budget in Springfield. How does this new budget affect Illinois taxpayers and particularly small business owners?
Besides the fact that Illinois has its first budget in over 2.5 years, there's going to be some tax increases. Specifically for individuals, taxes are going to increase from 3.75% up to 4.95%. The corporate tax rates are going to jump to 7% from 5.25%. This may not seem like a huge jump, but it adds up. I mean, the thing we tell our clients is it's an additional tax that you're going to come out of pocket for unless you do some planning. All it takes is a few minutes of planning to plan to pay or to plan to avoid. And with planning, and most taxes can be avoided or budgeted.
You know, Chris, I was most impressed by your firm because, once this new budget passed, I was contacted by your team, and, we already had some conversations to be prepared for this corporate increase, and, of course, I appreciate that as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, Timmy Yanahan checking in, and thanks again for the sponsorship. And I had a question regarding the corporate tax. Are there any tax advantages of being an S corp or LLC?
Tax advantages. This question comes up all the time. Every small business calls. They call me up and say, "Hey, I just incorporated, or I just started an LLC. I heard online, or I heard on the television that I'm going to save a lot of money this way." Yes and no. Difference between, first of all, an LLC as a single member LLC is taxed just like a sole proprietorship. You file a Schedule C on your personal tax return. There's no separate tax return for an LLC if it's a single member LLC. A multi-member LLC is taxed as a partnership, which that's a whole other subject. I'll focus on just the difference between an S corp and an LLC. An S corp, single shareholder of an S corp, files a separate tax return but is not taxed as a separate entity. It's a flow-through entity that the taxable income flows through to your personal income tax return. The difference between an LLC and an S corp is, with an S corp, you can actually avoid some employment taxes. An LLC being taxed as Schedule C on your personal tax return, all that income is subject to self-employment tax, which is basically the Social Security and Medicare that we all pay with our wages. With an S corporation, in general, that income, the income from an S corporation that flows through to your personal tax return, is not subject to employment taxes. With one caveat, though, an S corporation shareholder has to pay themselves a reasonable salary to compensate themselves for work performed for the entity. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a great answer, Chris. Thank you. It does make sense. I hope our listeners are paying attention because you're the man. Hey, listen, I've never had this happen to me personally, but people might call you and say, "Hey, I received a notice from the IRS, and now you owe a large amount of money that I don't have. What can I do? What would you do? What would you advise?"
Crumble it up and hide? No, absolutely not. We get these calls all the time from clients and non-clients. The first thing to do is, if you get one of these notices, is to call your accountant. Your accountant or CPA should be able to handle this for you, so you don't have to speak directly with the IRS. As we first start to look at these things, number one thing we do is try to determine if it's correct or not. The IRS is going to send notices. Not all of them are correct. I've had clients get a notice saying that they owed $1 million in additional taxes because they forgot to file a form. So first of all, we determine if the assessment of tax is correct. Then we determine what sort of tax it is, or along with determining if the assessment is correct, we determine what sort of tax it is. Small businesses, we have a lot of taxes that we're paying: sales tax, employment taxes, income taxes, excise taxes, you name it. There's a multitude of taxes. Then we look at ways to reduce that tax. We look at penalty assessments and to see if there's a way that we can reduce penalties. And ultimately, if there's no way to reduce the tax, if there's no way to reduce penalties, we start working on paying the tax, which could be establishing an installment agreement, filing for potentially innocent spouse relief. Ultimately, the sort of the last resort is probably an offer and compromise. Offer and compromise is basically a negotiation with the IRS. We present a financial picture to the IRS in order to show doubt as to collectability. It's not a magic formula. There's a lot of tax firms out there that'll advertise, hey, call us, we'll negotiate your taxes away. You'll pay 10% or 10 cents on the dollar and or never pay tax again. It's not that magic formula. It's a cut and dry, black and white. We present the financial position to the IRS, and there's a potential doubt as to collectability, and we settle for what the IRS can actually collect from you.
Good. That's all good stuff. What's as we wrap things up here, Chris? What kind of deductions can I take on my business?
That's a great question. There's a quote that I repeat all the time. It was a famous quote by Judge Learned Hand. He said, anyone may arrange in his affairs so that his taxes shall be as low as possible. He is not bound to choose that pattern which best pays the Treasury. There's not even a patriotic duty to increase one's taxes. So with that in mind, the kind of deductions that you can take in your business are limited to what is ordinary and necessary and incurred in your business. An ordinary expense is one that is common to and accepted in your industry. A necessary expense is one that is helpful and appropriate for your business, which, in plain English, if you have to spend it and it helps your business, you can deduct it. You can't deduct, your vacation home because, your neighbor does business with you.
Hey, Chris, that's good stuff. Thanks a lot for the little insight. So if anybody Chris, why don't you give your contact information out there? And as always, they can go to cren.biz and get Chris's information as well. But Chris, why don't you give it to the listeners while we're talking now?
DeAndre & Associates. My name's Christopher DeAndre. Give me a call at 312-341-9999. Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
We appreciate it.
Great
Thanks for
day.
everything. We'll be talking to you soon, bud. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Tommy Brennan, and he's going to talk a little bit about doing some renovations to your house on there, too. So we're going to look forward to that, too. We're going to take a break right now. We want to thank Caliber Home Loans for doing the sponsoring that segment. We'll be right back. You're listening to Chicago Real Estate Beat, brought to you by the accounting firm of DeAndre & Associates on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, and Sports.
Graylick Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency representing several companies in auto, home, commercial, and workers' comp insurance. The cornerstone of our agency is our ability to tailor-make policies and provide insurance choices with top-rated insurance companies. The Graylick Insurance Agency is your one-stop resource for all of your insurance needs. We put you first and work within your budget. Contact us today at 773-284-7650. GraylickAgency.com.
Hobolt Real Estate is your full-service real estate brokerage firm. Whether you are buying or selling residential or commercial, Hobolt Real Estate can help you obtain your goals. With over 25 years of local expertise, Hobolt Real Estate has the knowledge and expertise to deliver your desired results. Our team has been exceeding the goals of families and companies since 1991. Call today to put the Hobolt Real Estate team to work for you. Call 708-220-7613 or check out HoboltRE.com. Hobolt Real Estate will exceed your expectations.
The Joliet-Will County area has a long history of tornadoes. From Plainfield to Coal City to Crest Hill, we've been through it all. For over 90 years, WJOL has been the area's place to turn for coverage of severe weather, watches, warnings, the aftermath. Stay connected with the changing weather here in the Joliet area on 1340 WJOL and on our new WJOL app, on our WJOL Facebook page, and on Twitter at WJOL.
Will County's News Talk Sports. 1340 WJOL.
Hold on to me.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. The Chicago Real Estate Beat brought to you by the accounting firm of DeAndre and Associates. This segment is brought to you by the Chicago Real Estate Network. We're happy to be joined by Tom Brennan from the All-in-One Project Management. Tom, how you doing, bud?
Doing great, fellas. How you doing?
Great. Hey, we're delighted to have you on the show. Just so I could give a little intro to Tom and All-in-One Management to our show today. Tom is the lead designer and partner in All-in-One. He's 25 years of experience as a home remodeler. He's going to educate us on design and build process and how All-in-One is a leader in their field. Hey, Tom, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Timmy.
Hey, so what I wanted to ask you, what is design and build?
Well, design and build is an approach to a remodeling or a new construction project. It took a lot of traction, as you guys alluded to earlier, with the millennials having a more sophisticated bent towards how they're being presented. We take a lot of effort on the front end to actually take a comprehensive view and design the project on paper, then on the computer, and then present it to them as a full service turnkey solution. We don't. It used to be that if you were looking to do a remodeling project, you'd hire an architect, he'd do the plans for you, then you'd go out and shop with the builders. Our concept is we take care of everything. We take ownership from the front end, we establish your budget, and then we design to meet your budget and your needs.
That sounds good. So as I do renovation loans at Caliber, I've worked with other companies that are not as in tune with how to present paperwork and different aspects of a renovation loan. And I can attest that All-in-One, the way you folks do it over there, is top-notch.
Sure. So, the 203K loan specifically that we do a lot of with Caliber, that was a necessity loan after 2008. Once the market crashed, a traditional construction loan only goes up about 75% loan to value, whereas an FHA 203K loan can get us results up to 95 to 97% loan to value, which means that if your home and your renovations would cost $100,000, a typical construction loan would only fund $75,000, $80,000 of that. Excuse me. But the FHA loan will fund up to $97,500, $97,500.
You know, Tommy, this is Ray Gralick here. You know, it was a pleasure meeting with you a few weeks back at the Chicagoland Real Estate Network meeting that we had out in Orland Park. And I was very impressed with the fact that, you know, you've got over 25 years of home remodeling experience. But my question to you is this. I'm a new client. Explain the process a new client would go through to build with All-in-One.
Sure. So the first step would be to obviously contact their office, and they kind of give us an idea of what their project is. We ask them to have a Plata survey available for the first consultation. We do ask that everybody who's involved in making the decisions are present. And we'll come out and interview you. We'll find out what you like about your home, what you don't like about your home, why you're staying in the neighborhood. I'll be honest, fellas, 25% of the people recommend they move. It just doesn't make sense. You get an idea of what your equity stake is in your home. We will hope to leave the first meeting with you having a good understanding of what we think the scope of work will be and what we think a preliminary budget will be. We'll talk to you about financing. We'll talk to you about what the best loan products would be for you, or if it even makes sense. We'll talk to you about how long you're going to stay in your home. Some people call us up and they want to move within a year. We tell them to leave the house alone and sell it as it is. We don't do speculative remodeling. It's just too hard to remodeling today is so sophisticated, and there's so many products available. We don't pretend to think that we could predict what the buyers of your home are going to want.
Hey, that's great stuff, Tom. And to piggyback off of what your answer is, I will tell you with the customer that we worked on back a couple months ago. You went out, you took a look at the property. You told the customer, hey, listen, I don't know if a 203K is the right move for you. And the customer was so happy. They contacted me and said, this guy has a lot of integrity, and he really told us the best way for us to go. So we ended up doing a transaction to acquire their property. They didn't do a renovation. They had some of their own money to put in some of the necessities that they wanted, and they moved on, and they were very happy. So thank you for that, Tom. I got another question for you, just to expand on the financing you mentioned. What type of financing programs do you offer your clients?
Well, we have the typical, we do a lot of loans with you, Timmy, with 203K loans. And those are for people that don't have a great equity stake in their home. People that have been in their home a bit longer or have, a great deal of equity with property values that really escalated. We'll probably get them into more of a conventional construction loan. It's a little bit more streamlined than the FHA loan, but it's another quiver it's another arrow in our quiver. We don't offer any of that. We used to offer retail loans, but it's just not the way to go for us. We found a better deal with reputable banks that payouts through title companies and try to deal with guys on the street.
Tom, I'm not real handy, and of course, I don't know really much about design and build processes, but, is it true, is remodeling your house as painful as people say it is?
Remodeling your home can be very painful. It depends on the scale of the project. We are finding that a lot of people move out when we're doing these major renovations, and it's probably going to get you the best results for all of us. You're going to be real tired of seeing us if you're home every day watching. It's like having surgery with no anesthetic. You're watching the whole process.
Tommy, I met you're a good guy. You'd be a pleasure to be around every day, bud.
Thank you.
Okay, Tom, how does All-in-One attract new clients?
The majority of our referrals are, majority of our leads are referrals. We have started working with lending programs like yours, Timmy, and with realtors. We have offered a service that we will go out with realtors or with pre-qualified candidates that are already qualified for a loan. And we will walk the property with the prospective buyer and the realtor and get an idea of what we can do and what the cost might be. I just did that last night in West Beverly with the client. He came to me highly referred. I don't know that he's even pre-qualified for his mortgage yet, but we talked for about an hour, and I told him what we could do for that, what he could expect to pay for it, and now he can structure it on the house based on what he knows his remodeling costs will be.
Hey, Tom, I got a question for you. What typically, you talked a lot of good stuff about, finance like that. What's the type of jobs that you do normally? Is it total rehabs? Is it kitchens, baths, or all the above?
All the above. If you visit our website, www.allinonepm.net, we'll kind of give you an idea of the broad base of what we do. We're doing complete conversions of a 3-flat to a single-family home in Bucktown to
seeing a lot out there.
Bathroom remodel in West Beverly to room additions. We do quite a bit of room additions. We do quite a bit of kitchen remodels. We can do it all. We're not the company you want to call out if you want a fence repaired or you want a deck built or anything on that end. But typically, if it's going to involve architectural plans, if it's going to involve some type of permitting, we can add some real value to it.
When you talk about doing room additions, living on the south side, we see a million of them out there too. Now, do you go from building the vanilla box all the way to the finish?
Typically, people find more value with us when we can provide a turnkey solution. We do take care of everything. We start the initial designs. All the architecture is done in-house. Take care of all the permitting. Take care of all the selections that you need. We're completely a turnkey solution for you. You don't ask me to do anything.
Will County, in addition to being able to find all-in-one project management on the Chicago Real Estate Network.biz, CREN.biz, we can also have Tommy give you some information on how you can get a hold of them direct. Tom?
Sure. So probably the best first step would be to call our office at 708-369-4505. They'll be able to take some preliminary information and then give you an idea of what the best next step would be. You can also, I have all this information here. I never have it off the tip of my tongue.
Well, you got a website, it's all-in-one.
Twitter at all-in-one on TJ. Or you can like us on Facebook at all-in-one Remod.
Perfect. Well, hey, Tom, thanks a lot for being with us. We appreciate you being not only a guest today, but we appreciate you being a member of our group. And again, just to let you guys know, anybody who was on the show today or any of our other members, go to CREN.biz and look up. You can get Tom's information, Tim's, Ray's, or myself, or any of our other members on there too. So thanks a lot for being with us. We look forward to talking to you soon, Tom.
Thanks, guys. Thanks very much.
Well, that was interesting too. There's a lot to see that. One thing about Tom is that when he comes in there and he's going to do the complete job, he's going to get the project. He's going to get the project done for you.
Well, as a lender, it's so refreshing to have a contractor who's willing to work with a buyer before they're under contract. Because I can only tell you with the renovation loans that we do, 203K and our home styles, those projects need to have that extra attention. So when we're going in and doing loan documents, we know exactly what the borrower's able to qualify based on the renovation project they're going to be, trying to get done for them. So Tom's been priceless in that department, guys.
Absolutely.
Exactly, Tim. In terms of the insurance, when someone comes to me with a need for remodelers risk insurance coverages, it's great to know that they have one contractor that's going to generate the entire job, one person that they're going to rely on, and all-in-one is the real deal.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah, and let's jump back a little bit to our second guest, Chris DeAndre from DeAndre & Associates, who is the great accounting firm. I forgot to mention that I'm also a client. And I'm not talking about the hair club for men. I know you guys start looking at that bald spot. I was going to go there. I'm with friends like you. Who needs enemies, fellas, in here too?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I've done business with DeAndre & Associates for over 2 decades, and I was first introduced to Chris early on in my insurance career from a colleague. And as my business needs and my tax situation got more complicated, I jumped on board with Chris's firm, and I'm very grateful. I mean, not only does he do a super job, his staff is outstanding, too. I deal with a number of different people within his firm, and I'm thoroughly happy. I know my reputation means everything to me, and obviously, it does to the Chicago Real Estate Network, and I would recommend Chris to anybody.
And conversely, I want to thank our segment hosts, sponsors, Chicago Title, Joe Logan. Thank you out there, and Caliber Home Loans, and our team over there. I want to thank you all.
And Chicago Real Estate Network for sponsoring this segment. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this week, too. I want to thank Timmy Yanahan from Caliber Home Loans, Ray Graylick from the Graylick Associates, and we want to thank all you guys for being here, too. Thanks to Chris, DeAndre from DeAndre & Associates, Tommy Brennan for being here. We're out for now. We'll see you guys all next week. Thank you.
Hobolt Real Estate is your full-service real estate brokerage firm. Whether you are buying or selling residential or commercial, Hobolt Real Estate can help you obtain your goals. With over 25 years of local expertise, Hobolt Real Estate has the knowledge and expertise to deliver your desired results. Our team has been exceeding the goals of families and companies since 1991. Call today to put the Hobolt Real Estate team to work for you. Call 708-220-7613 or check out HoboltRE.com. Hobolt Real Estate will exceed your expectations.
Graylick Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency representing several companies in auto, home, commercial, and workers' comp insurance. The cornerstone of our agency is our ability to tailor-make policies and provide insurance choices with top-rated insurance companies. The Graylick Insurance Agency is your one-stop resource for all of your insurance needs. We put you first and work within your budget. Contact us today at 773-284-7650, GraylickAgency.com.